Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to share with you the type of buyers normally I get when they come viewing with me, especially in Subang Jaya. Now before we begin, according to the YouTube analysis, I am surprised to find out that 90% of the audience that are watching this channel is still unsubscribed yet. I appreciate if you can take a few seconds of your time to click onto the subscribe button and also click onto the bell icon so you won't miss all my future uploads. And if you're watching this video from other social media network, you can find my channel in the YouTube search bar by typing Chester Cheng Real Estate. Now the typical buyers that normally look for me when they come to buy a property in Subang Jaya are the type that are looking for own stay. Majority are own stay. There are of course some buyers who come to look for me to find a property for investment in Subang Jaya, but they're not too many as compared to previously, especially a couple years ago. Now let's talk about the buyers that are coming to buy a property for own stay. Normally there are two types, I would say. One is those who want a fully renovated house. That means they don't have to worry about touching up the house or doing any major renovation. So regardless of whether they are buying for own stay or buying for investment, typically I group them into two type of categories. The first one is they're looking for a house with minimal touch-up or zero touch-up at all. So most of them are looking for a house that is completely done up, means fully renovated, so they don't have to worry about spending additional money in terms of renovation or in terms of ID. So the second one will be the one who wants to do their own renovations to their own taste and liking. Yeah, those type of buyers, normally they will go for a very basic house. So let's start with the first one. So the first group of buyers are quite simple. Normally they are going for a very modern type of design, or they don't mind with the older design, but as long as the house is well kept. So these are two categories from the first batch. So the first set of buyers are quite simple. They're normally looking for a very nicely renovated modern house, or they don't mind a very minor touch-up but in good condition, although it may be a bit old in design. But these are the two subcategories from the first set. Now for them is, of course, obviously these houses will cost more compared to the basic houses, sometimes up to 20 to 30% more. It could be more depending on the renovation or ID the seller has put into the house. So it may varies from additional 50 to 100,000, or it could go up to additional 300 to 400,000. Of course, when you talk about end lots or corner houses with land, the price difference could be very significant. Now this group of buyers, they're getting more and more lately, especially after the lockdown period, because of material costs have shot off the roof, and also because of labor. Now labor is scarce lately because we couldn't get foreign labor coming to Malaysia, and on top of that, when you want to do major renovation, you have to apply for the perancang, the CCC, and that is very time consuming. Even before you start renovating your house, you could take up to 6 months to 1 year before even you can get the renovation approval to start work on your house. So that incurs a lot of time. When it comes to renovation, probably you add in about 1.5 years to 2 years, depending on how major your renovation is. Now, for intermediate, of course, you may take slightly faster, but for a corner house, can you imagine the size of the land that you have and the lots of renovation you're going to put in? Now, that also doesn't incur your ID, the interior renovation, so that also play into the time spent that you have to service your bank interest loan, and also you cannot stay in the house because of all this work you have to settle before you can even move in. As for the second batch group, this one is a bit tricky. Although they may say they want a basic house, they don't mind renovating. In most cases, when I show them a house which are bad condition, I would say, or very basic, they tend to have lots of comments, especially say this house need to be tear down. They will of course try to squeeze the price lower, which is quite common for a buyer to, but considering the price that the owner has offered also is much lower compared to the renovated one, and since they are also going to renovate their house, they don't mind to remove all the structures and do major renovation. In most cases, the entire design of the house will be completely wiped off, so it doesn't make sense. So although they mentioned they want a basic house for own renovation, not necessarily they want a very bad condition house, or they want a very messy house. Now the keyword is the messy house. Now the bad condition, probably a lot of leaking, a lot of pipe bursts, probably the electrical wiring need to replace, the floor tiling is gone, or the parquet is pretty much unusable. But these are a common thing when regards to a basic house. So if you want to do your own renovation, all this shouldn't be a factor anymore, since you're going to remove everything and replace it with a new material or new stuff to your house. In fact, all the rooms and the design also likely you will alter it 360 degrees to make it a brand new up to your own design and liking. For me, I get a bit of headache or more or less frustration because they said they want a basic house, and then I show them a basic house and they say, oh, this one is very run down, I need to do a lot. When you come to think of it, they have to do a lot also when it comes to basic house. Regardless of how bad the condition is, they still going to remove almost everything from the house and going to replace it with brand new. Sometimes I have listing where the house is messy, they have a lot of furnitures, or it's very untidy. The buyers also tend to comment, well, this house need to be tear down. Sometimes I have to give some input. Is the most important thing when buying a house is not the house itself, is the location and the neighboring area. Do you like the area? Do you like the facing? Maybe this house is facing a playground or a river, or is facing a reserve forest. So these all add value to the property. The house condition you can change, because since you're going to renovate your house, it doesn't matter how bad or how good the condition is, since you're going to spend money to refurbish it anyway. The only thing that you can't change is your location of your house and the neighboring area. Irregardless of the house condition, since you are going to do your own renovation. Now, strangely enough, in most cases, the buyer will actually comment, even the house is of good condition, however it's old in terms of renovation, or maybe most of the things that are in the house, especially the furniture, they will have a very nasty comment saying this house deserves to be totally tear down and rebuild. Now, I understand why they are saying that, because normally they don't view so many houses like I do, because this is my job. But the thing is, coming from that perspective, especially I go to a super rundown house and also go to a very beautiful renovated house, so I've seen the entire spectrum. Doesn't mean I can tell you is that 90% up to 95% the house doesn't require a tear down, unless the house has been left vacant for many years. The most important thing is the entire structure of the house has been exposed to outdoor elements like weather, water and such. So other than that, in most cases the house doesn't require complete tear down. What you need is just do refurbishing. So this is a very short video on the two types of buyers I normally receive. If you have any comments, do write below, so I will read and probably I'll reply you if I can. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and do give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and I hope to see you guys in my next video. Bye bye.